Hello, I'm Kim. This is Kim's Wellness Space, and welcome to the latest podcast episode. I'm so pleased that you press play, whether you are listening on your favourite podcast platform or you are watching me on YouTube. You are super, super welcome. If you're new here, I am an accountability coach. I mainly hang out on Instagram. I'm also a yoga teacher. I'm also a rescue dog mum. I'm a wife. I've got kids. I've got grandchildren. And my passion is women's health. I just want everybody, midlife and beyond, to feel amazing. And actually, I am kind of editing that at the moment because I'm in my 50s, I tend to talk to people of my age. But honestly, if I had the information in my head that I have now when I was like in my 20s and 30s, it would start now. I wouldn't wait till I got to 40s and 50s. So in this world of niches and labels, it's very difficult to talk to everybody, isn't it? But if you're listening to this thinking, I'm in my 30s, I'm not 50 yet, it doesn't matter. It all still applies, doesn't it? And actually, today's podcast episode is about my challenge. So it's not actually full on about health and fitness today or health and wellness. It's about my challenge to me. And it's been really interesting. Okay, so if you haven't heard the episode I did about what I was challenging myself, it was in the end of December. I decided that what I wanted to do for 2026 was to have a year of no buying. And this kind of links in with the fact that I want to declutter and tidy everything. It also links in with my word for the year, which is simple. So everything that I'm doing, I'm trying to really, really scale back. So it's really simple. So there's no barriers. I can't help but be amazing because amazing is my only option. So um, my my challenge to myself for January and for the rest of the year was to have a year of no buying. But it very soon became apparent that I needed to just scale that right back and just concentrate on January because the thought of actually not buying anything for the whole year kind of made me come out in a little bit of a hot sweat, if I'm honest. Especially because now I'm living back in the UK, everything is available to me at my fingertips. And I haven't had that for 8 years, which also is one of the reasons why I wanted to do it, because I know that for the last 8 years, I have lived without all of the stuff. I didn't need the stuff. I didn't want the stuff. I didn't even think about the stuff. But now I'm here and it's all available way, way too easy. Of course, I'm like everybody else. I just want it all. But I don't really want it all, and I definitely don't need it all. And it's not going to bring me happiness. It's not going to make any difference to my world, my life, my health, my wellness. And at the moment, our living situation is we are in a house, we have tenants, and we have basically moved all of our stuff from Cyprus back to this house. So everything is really cluttered because we have other people living here. We already had some of our own stuff, and now we've brought a whole house full of stuff back. And when I say a whole house full, we didn't bring furniture, we didn't bring really big items. We bought things that were personal to us. We bought like my office stuff, my husband's office stuff, you know, but it still takes up space. And every single room in my house, I feel like we're crammed into and bursting out of. And that actually makes my head hurt. And it didn't occur to me straight away how much it made my head hurt and how much it is actually affecting my everyday. Because everywhere I look, no matter what room I'm in, it is cluttered and there's stuff everywhere. And I am quite a stuffed person. Like I am not a minimalist. Well, can't even say it, but I'm definitely not that. I do like things, and I could easily become a hoarder. I don't, because I have a husband that kind of puts a bit of a break on that and says, are you sure you really want to be doing that? And actually, I have learnt since probably since being having done my yoga teacher training, where you one of the lessons in yoga is not to grasp and not to hold on to things tightly and just allowing things to be. And actually, that for me was kind of a really good eye opener, and it really helped me to start releasing stuff that probably didn't really need. And then sort of moving to this time last year, I knew that we were going to be moving. So we had already started to kind of like go through our things, declutter a little bit, because honestly, there were things that we took to Cyprus 8 years ago that we never used in those 8 years. And then we were like, shall we pack it to bring it back? Well, no, obviously, we're not going to do that. So we had a lot of sorting through. I sorted through loads of clothes, through books, through like just, the stuff that you collect. But I am someone that has real attachment to things if someone's given it to me because I remember who gave it to me. I remember how it makes me feel. I remember why they gave it to me. And so even if I don't like it, or I did used to like it, but I don't like it now, or it doesn't suit my lifestyle now, or maybe it's like broken a little bit, or any other reason, I still probably won't give it away, or I still won't throw it away or part with it because I have those feelings of, but that person gave it to me. They obviously put a lot of thought into it when they gave it to me. This is how it made me feel. And so I really struggle with releasing that. So I'm working on that. I'm really working on that. So that's part of this decluttering. But the thought of not being able to buy anything for the whole year just really did send me into a bit of a having a moment. So I decided I'd tackle it like I would if I was tackling a weight loss program for a client. So of course I'm not going to think about the whole year. I know that my end goal of this is that I want to live a life that has less stuff in it, that is less cluttered, and more streamlined and simple. And I know it's going to be an ongoing process, and I know that I'm not going to get it done this year. And then I needed to break it down into steps. Like, what does that actually mean? What are the rules for me? Because obviously we're all different, aren't we? And there's not with anything, there's no cookie cutter way of doing it. So what are my rules? So my rules were I don't want to buy anything brand new, like clothing wise or, stuff like that. But if I do need to buy something, because of course there's going to be an occasion where I might want something, having, the fact that we're now living somewhere where it's cold and I need more jumpers and coats. But I can get them from a charity shop. I can get them from Vinted because they're already out in the world. I'm not creating new stuff in the world by buying new stuff. So that was one of the rules. The other rules were that I probably just don't really need what I think I need. So giving myself time to think about it, like, do I really need this? Have I already got one? Have I already got something that would, I could use in that place? And then a case of every week going through like a drawer or a cupboard or something just to have a look and remind myself, like, what have I already got? Do I need these things? Have I got too many of them? Could I strip this back? And if I'm stripping it back, can I give it to a charity shop or could I sell it? Or does it just need throwing away because it's like really shouldn't be in my cupboard or drawer anyway? And then the other thing was things like I was going to say makeup, but I don't really wear much makeup, but makeup, lotions, hand cream, shampoos, that kind of stuff. And then like all the cleaning things, because I really have a habit of every time I go shopping, I just buy them because you don't want to run out. And then you end up having three or four in the cupboard. And I don't really need to do that. There's no reason to do that. So I'm only buying the replacements if I have used them all up, which means I have used up really dodgy shampoo that I've had for ages because I probably just went off and bought another brand because I was like, oh, that's, I don't know, pretty, or someone had told me it was good, or I don't know, it was on special offer or something. And so that's what I'm doing this January. Everything is got to be used up completely. There's got to be no more old stuff hanging around. And then if I absolutely need some, then I will buy some. And I don't have to buy it cheap. I'm not saying that everything's got to be cheap. I can be extravagant in that purchase, but it has to be a purchase that I really want. It's really useful. I do actually need it. I'm not buying it for the sake of it. And It's actually quite hard because the world is set up for us to buy loads of stuff all the time. It's a brilliant marketing, isn't it? So this week I went into one of the high street shops because I wanted to get some deodorant, and they were doing buy three for the price of two. So I got to the till, the lady said, "Oh, it's three for the price of two. Don't you want your other two?" And before I would have said, "Oh yeah, of course, yeah, I'll go get them." I didn't realise, like, and then it would have cost me more money. Not as much as if I'd bought three individual ones, but it would have cost me more than just the one. But I would have been getting one free, and but then I would have one and two extras in my cupboard. So it's taking up cupboard space. I don't need three deodorants. So I was like, no, I don't want it. I just want the one, thank you. She looked at me like I was a little bit mad, but I thought that kind of thing, I kind of caught myself and like, oh, hang on a minute. You're doing no buy this year. You're definitely doing no buy January. You have to have a deodorant because you have literally got none in your cupboards and it's run out. But you don't need three. So I'm just going to buy the one. So it's very small steps. So what have I actually bought in January and how is this working? So I have bought, as I just said, I have bought some deodorant and I have bought some shampoo and conditioner because I used up all the little tiny bits that were left in all of the bottles till I had nothing. So I have done that. I have probably saved myself. It is an estimate because I haven't actually worked it out. And I did think maybe I should write this down because it's probably quite interesting. But I would say I've probably saved myself 100, maybe £150 this month through going, oh my God, I love it. I want to buy it. No, I don't actually need it. I've done that a few times, and it's amazing how quickly you can catch yourself and be like, "What? No, you're not buying anything this year. Of course, you're not buying it. Don't be silly." Um, I have made a couple of purchases from charity shops. I bought a cup and saucer for the garden, which I'm using as a bird feeder. I glued it together. I say my husband glued it for me. Um, and I did buy a couple of scarves because I have been really cold and I love a scarf. And I only actually had one really warm one, and the colours didn't work with everything. So I have bought a couple of scarves, but they were in the sale in the charity shop. So I thought that was quite good. And even then, I could have bought four or five or six or seven. I bought two, so I'm happy with that. I have sold some items on Vinted. I think I sold maybe seven items on Vinted, and then I also have charity shopped a whole bag of clothes, like one of those sort of like shopping bags that were bursting at the seams, I stuffed loads in it. So that was quite good. And I have bought three items on Vinted. So as far as no buying, I have bought some things, but I am happy with the decisions that I've made. I've bought things that weren't replicating what I've already got. There was a need for them and I am using them. That's the other thing. Are you using them? That's a really big thing with me. So I went through my wardrobe and I really cleared out. So I have loads of t-shirts and I love all my t-shirts, but I don't wear all my t-shirts. So what I thought I'd do was pull out seven. So I'd say like I've got a fresh one for every day, and put all of my other t-shirts I've put away in storage under my bed. Now, interestingly, out of those seven t-shirts, I think I've worn three. I haven't worn the other ones. I've got five long sleeve t-shirts and I've worn two of them. Yeah, two of them. The others I haven't worn. So when I get to the end of January and I'm coming into February, I'm actually going to remove the ones that I haven't worn and put them to one side. And then maybe get some other ones out that I put into storage. And then those ones that I've moved to one side, I'm probably going to get rid of. I'm saying probably because I do, this is a bit of a process and I do have to, I can't do it easily. So I have to do it in really small steps. But it's really helping me focus. Like I don't have a massive wardrobe. I only have a small chest of drawers. So I can't have all of my clothes in it anyway. But I don't think I really need everything that I've got. But I do love clothes. I love shoes. And so I'm trying to find the bits that really bring me joy. I've followed a few new accounts on Instagram about dressing for joy, the dopamine dressing. I love colour. I love actually, if you're watching this on YouTube, that's hilarious because I'm wearing a beige t-shirt. But normally, I love colour and I wear colour most of the time, even though I'm in beige today. Um, and so that's actually really helping me decide what I want to stay in my wardrobe and what I'm letting go of. And some things I've just given away. Like I bought myself a really expensive jacket at the end of December. I've been waiting and waiting for it to come out. I knew I was going to buy it when it came. I was so pleased they released it at the end of December and I didn't have to have a word with myself because I would have bought it in January if that's when it had come out. But I had one very similar in my wardrobe that my mum had her eye on, so I gave it to my mum. So I only had one because you don't need two the same. One is enough. So that's how it's going so far. I'm going to keep going. Every month, I think I'll come on and give you a little bit of an update to see how it's going because it's not as easy. And I know that there's going to be bumps in the road. I know I'm going to come on here and say, I failed. I didn't fail. That's the wrong word. But I might have had a blip. And so I might have bought something. But I think even if I have the odd blip here and there, when I will look back over the whole year, I will have bought less stuff. And the things that I then have in my house will be things that are really important to me, that are being used, are necessary. And yeah, it just makes me feel, I can't wait. I'm actually really excited to be able to open a door in a room and be like, oh, it's clear, it's tidy, everything has a place. I know that that's quite a way off, but that's a goal. It's fine. I'm quite happy to work towards it. Um, but it is quite tricky. It is quite tricky. But the breaking it down into really, really small steps has been really helpful. So if you have embarked on something new, for January or for this year, and you are maybe finding it really tricky, maybe have a look at your steps. Maybe see if you can make your steps smaller, make them a bit simpler, or maybe give yourself a longer timeline. You know, we're so oh, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, but we're so used to getting instant results. We're so used to doing everything for 4 weeks or 6 weeks or 8 weeks or 12 weeks. To say I'm doing this over a whole year, it's quite unusual. It is quite unusual. Um, and I'm not the only one. Don't think I'm not, I don't think that I've just reinvented the wheel. I know I'm not the only one, but it's quite nice to have a longer uh deadline. Oh, it's not even a deadline, a longer goal. I mean, this is something that once I get in the swing of it, this is going to be how it is. Like, it's no different from when I went from a meat eater to being vegan, or someone that drank alcohol to someone that now doesn't drink alcohol, or someone that never did any working out to someone that works out regularly, someone that wasn't very good at going out for a walk and now I walk every day. Like, they're all changes that once I've got into the habit of doing them have stayed with me because I like them, they make me feel good. And I think this is going to be the same. I'm enjoying the process. It isn't easy. I do find out a lot of things about myself along the way, but it's quite exciting. And I am happy to do it for a whole year. And I know, because I know what I'm like, that when I get to the end of the year, I know that it's going to keep going because actually it's benefiting me. It's benefiting my brain. It's just benefiting the fact that I'm going to have space. It will benefit things like choices. Like when you have a million things to wear, you don't know what to wear. When you have 5 things to wear, it's much easier to make a decision in the morning of what you're going to wear because you've only got 5 choices. So it doesn't take very long. Um, so yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited. And I hope that's been interesting for you this week. Maybe it's inspired you to go off and declutter a drawer or have a look in your pantry or I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, it's been interesting for me. I will come and do an update next month. I think I'm going to update you every month so that I've got an actual visual record of how I'm doing. And maybe I will note down like all the things that I wanted to buy and didn't, so I can see how much money that I've saved over the year in monthly installments, because actually that's quite an interesting thing as well. Because it's amazing how our money just disappears through our fingers and we don't always notice, isn't it? So, yeah, That's me. I am going to go off now and maybe I'll go and declutter something else. Thank you so much for listening. It's lovely to have you here, and I will speak to you all very, very soon.